It's an Eastern Conference battle at the American Airlines Arena here in Miami, Florida, as the Heat look to work the home court advantage. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge on our sideline. And, of course, Hassan Whiteside. And now's the time where he's getting settled during these first few games with the new team.
Well, we're about to see what the buzz around the league is all about here. Is it going to be just hype, or will it be reality? We will find out here soon enough, along with the fans in this arena and the people watching at home.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Mickey out there with Whiteside, and it's Green. Then there's Smart, and it's Crowder in at the 3. Now here's Smart. High arcing shot. He lays it in. The playoff picture becoming more clear as every day goes by. Chris, do you feel the 16 spots is the right amount of teams that should make the playoffs, make the postseason?
Yeah, I do. You can't have more than half. You can't have much more trying to make it to the playoffs. Listen, every team shouldn't make the playoffs. There's winners and there's losers. You have to deal with it. So, I feel like, yes, that number of 16 is right on the mark.
Well said. Johnson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Nice. Real simplistic. 3 shots, 3 makes. They're on a roll.
Pass to Whiteside.
Pick it up.
They set the pick. Green up on top. Jacks up a 3. Miami grabs the miss. And, guys, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
And in this matchup, last season, not one of the games went their way.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Oh, man, they've taken 4 shots and made all of them. Terrific way to start off this one.
Smart kicks to Whiteside. Green against Bradley. Now the feed to Whiteside. Outside, Green. Knocks down the 3 ball. Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Don't forget about him when he's spotting up like that and knocking them down like that. The offense has to keep getting him the rock.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Heat shooting their first free throws here for the night. Free throw good, lead.
Now, you may have expected the Celtics to improve last season, but to secure a top 5 seed, an 8-win improvement over their previous season, now that's very impressive. They set the longest home winning streak since the Larry Bird era.
And so David Lee nails them both. And the Celtics suffering some injuries down the stretch. Fell to the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, don't feel bad for them. Still coming into this summer's draft with cap space and 8 draft picks in June, you knew they were poised to make a big leap. Celtics fans hoping they can make an even deeper run this time out.
Now here's Smart, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. Smart passes to Whiteside. The Celtics working the ball around now. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Green outside. Bradley with some nice D. Miami leading by 5. Baseline try.
I mean, and at 6'3", Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And when you think of free throw shooting, not particularly a strength for this group, right around 70%.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line.
Well, one thing about Coach Brad Stevens, he's very composed on the sideline.
He said it was a lesson he learned at Butler. If he gets rattled, the team does. So whether the game is going well or going poorly, you can't tell from looking at him. He keeps an even keel.
Now here's Johnson, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. Crowder against Johnson. Kicks it to Dragic. Fires from deep. Rebound Boston. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
They played well enough to win that game. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah, though it could be a learning opportunity for them. Failed to execute on just a few key plays. It could have been the difference to put them over the top.
Bradley kicks to Dragic. Kicks it out to Johnson. Left side Bosch. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss.
As soon as he made his drive to the bucket, the defense jumped right in and prevented him from finishing out.
Smart kicks to Green. Nailed from three-point land. Green's got 6.
Smart idea. Immediately shoots over the smaller defender before help can come.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
I mean, you can say it. The defense was awful. They took away nothing and got scored on relentlessly.
Well, it sure feels like more and more the league is demanded now. More players with skill at every position. Guys, Chris, who can dribble and pass and shoot. Do you think you'd have been even more valued if you played in today's game?
You know what? A legend once told me not to kind of look back and compare or to wonder about what could have been. And I don't know. I do like the fact that when I had that skill set, it was appreciated by my coach, teammates, and some fans. But for most people back then, they would say you're trying to do too much, or it doesn't mean anything to have 5 assists a game or to get guys involved. And, you know, for me, I just thought that the more you can do, the better you are at all skill sets, the more you kind of make yourself valuable to your team, the more you should be on the court, and it validates that. So for me, I just took all my favorite players and I stole from them. I wanted to be like them, and I thank the generations that came before me that allowed me to see what the game should look like, and then, you know, add my own little style and flair to it and do my own thing.
Good point. And so it's Boston with it. The Heat getting the bucket. Rozier the pass to Brown. Corner shot. The shot missing. Some solid defense from Johnson. The 17-footer. Tries again. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Heat have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. And he can't hit the second. Celtics trail by 4. 27 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Rozier. And it's off the back rim. No good.
He had all the room in the world to get that up, but somehow blew it by rushing it just a tad.
Johnson against Brown. Feeds it to Winslow. Here's Bosch, off target at the rim. And so the first quarter is in the books. Heat lead by 4. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. And the players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
You're right. They've been extremely active, physical, really dictating the flow of this game.
Mills out there with Johnson. And it's Justice Winslow. Then it's David Lee. And it's Johnson in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Here's Rozier. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Chris, having played at the University of Michigan in the powerhouse Big Ten, we see a lot of their players go on to the NBA. Which player from the Big Ten is in the league right now that you feel is the best right now?
Well, I mean, when you look at the Big Ten, I mean, you would have to say Draymond Green. You know, I think right now just he's playing at such a high level. I love my man Oladipo. You know, he can go. But, you know, at the same time, don't forget about the old wily veteran out there. And that's Mr. Ball handles himself. That's Mr. Make you fall down, wait for you to get up so he can shoot the jumper in your face himself. And that's my man, Jamal Crawford.
And here is Johnson following Jaylen Brown's 3. Chalk up 2 there. 6 points for David Lee. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the players Boston really wanted when they traded Rajon Rondo to Dallas a couple of years ago was Jay Crowder. And since Crowder arrived in Boston, he's been a culture setter. Arriving in the midst of a losing streak, he said, "I lost my mind." I pulled Coach Stevens to the side and asked him, "What are we trying to do here?" And Crowder wasn't done. He went to the front office and to teammates. He said, "I play to win." Kevin, he'll accept nothing less.
Great stuff, DA. Thank you. Another shot. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. A different look for Miami. James Johnson's checked in for Lee. Avery Bradley comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Richardson in for Tyler Johnson. Then for the Celtics, Whiteside's checked in for Tyler Zeller. And Smart subbed in for Rozier. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Hassan Whiteside. The Heat have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And Mills kicks to Richardson. Here's Johnson, and Whiteside sends it back. Smart with the ball. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
Oh, that's because of the consistent effort on the glass. Unbelievable. The overall energy he played with.
He used that pick to get in close. Now just a 2-point Miami lead.
Gifted scorer around the rim. Olynyk can finish over either shoulder, and he's got great touch.
And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Heat.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper three-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
That free throw good from Bradley. And some changes here for the Celtics. Jordan Mickey comes in for Kelly Olynyk, and it's Crowder in for Green. And so Bradley nails both of them. Celtics trail by 4. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Mills with the steal. And it's Bradley off the drive. Kicks it out to Richardson. Good ball movement here by Miami. And the three ball is good. Mills has got a pair of triples in the second now for the Heat.
Well, after not making anything from the field in the first, I mean, he has really elevated his game this second quarter.
Here's Whiteside. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Whiteside's got 4 this quarter.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Well, you guys talk about an imposing presence on the floor. Hassan Whiteside is about as big as they get in the NBA. You can't go through him, and it's even tougher, Greg, to go over the top of him.
And Whiteside is a tree of a player. There is no other way to put it. Measures at 7 feet flat, but has enough bounce in his jump where you think he's 7'6" at the end of the game. Also, very solid core strength, guys. He is difficult to move when he plants his feet.
And the first one drops. Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. Dragic comes in for Patty Mills. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Well, with a look at today's rosters, you'll see a veteran or two acting as a mentor on a team for young players. Chris, all teams want them. They need them for that balance. You've been on both ends of that relationship. Just how important is that for a young player?
It is very important. You know, when you think about the word fear, fear mostly is what you anticipate about the unknown. And for a lot of young players, you know, they just don't know what to expect. Oh, wow. Look out.
That's a beautiful jam.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just cannot quantify.
Well, I'm going to quantify something right now, Greg. This is a close game, and that was something special. That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Whiteside. Some solid defense from Bosh. The Heat leading by 6. And it's Bradley off the drive. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Jaylen Brown.
Just an admirable job by Bradley, quickly jetting towards the defense and getting the call thanks to his aggressiveness.
The Heat have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. That free throw good from Avery Bradley.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Justice Winslow. Boston also with the sub. Yarebko's checked in for Mickey. All free throws good from Avery Bradley.
And just over 80% from the line right now. A big improvement over what they shot in that first quarter.
Right side a screen. A baseline J. That shot no good. Johnson with the defensive effort.
He just looks off in this one. Can't seem to throw it in the ocean.
The kick out to Dragic. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson dishes to Bradley. And stolen by Whiteside.
Clock is clearly on their side.
Most definitely, and they should realize this and not look to shoot too early in the shot clock for the rest of the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Bradley, that's for 2. That one a little long.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Well, that's just not wise to take that shot in that situation. He'll think better of it next time around.
And the first half is now in the books. Heat out front. They're up by 6. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Goran. How would you say you guys have done in the first half?
I mean, you know, we are battling. We as a team, and if we're gonna play like that, I think so. We're gonna be okay.
We'll see what happens in the second half. Thanks, Goran. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
I think they let the game come to them, but they haven't got to the foul line enough, Ernie. That's an area where they're getting beat. I'd like to see them press to action a little bit more.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Without question, Avery Bradley displaying his skills today.
Well, anytime you can get to the free throw line with that kind of consistency, that just makes every other facet of the game easy.
Slashing hard to the bucket in the first half, almost looking to draw contact. You love that kind of fearless play.
Celtics trail by 6. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Celtics, they've got Whiteside. Gerald Green out there with Smart. Then it's Jay Crowder. And it's Mickey in at the power forward. On the wing, Lee. 6 to shoot. Can't hit the free throw line jump.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
They made that possession super uncomfortable, and as a result, they got the stop they needed.
There's the call on James Johnson. That's his first foul. Here's Whiteside. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Oh, nice inbounds. You can't draw it up any better.
The Celtics have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. Free throw, good, Whiteside. Miami leading by 3. Outside, Dragic. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Now here's Smart. He's guarded by Dragic. Pass to Green. Pulls it from 20. No good there. And it's Miami the other way. It's stolen by Green. Now here's Smart. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Back to Whiteside. Nice ball movement by Boston. And Smart with the basket on the assist from Crowder. Smart's got the game tied up here for the Celtics. And the Heat shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Bradley. Rebound, Boston. Whiteside's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Oh, and that's yet another miss to start this second half. They are now 0 for 3.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Into the 3rd we go. 2 minutes in now. Here's Bosch. They grab their own miss. Kicks it out to Johnson. Looking to end the run. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Showing his range. Smart spacing the floor.
And the Heat call time here.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one. Maybe get to the line.
Well, I just think they're pressing too much. Not really in a rhythm. Have to let the game come to you.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Winslow's checked in for Johnson. Tyler Johnson comes in for Avery Bradley. And it's Mills in for Goran Dragic. Then for the Celtics, Tyler Zeller's checked in for Whiteside. Olynyk comes in for Jordan Mickey. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Smart. Shot clock at 2. A nice shot by Winslow.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Isn't that when you use your other skills like your mindset? That's just a high basketball IQ play right there. He knew he was no match inside. So what did he do? He pulled his defender out farther from the hoop. Well, he hasn't started this game on the right foot, but it hasn't slowed his team from grabbing the lead.
Winslow against Crowder. And the wide open shot from Green. That doesn't go either for Green. The Heat trail by 3. Well, Kelly Olynyk out of Gonzaga. Maybe the closest, Chris, we've seen to Dirk Nowitzki when you talk about 7-footers who can space the floor.
Well, he's a 7-footer now, but he grew up playing guard before he had that late growth spurt. You just don't find many players at his size with that kind of shooting and fluidity with the ball. I think his agility at his size is probably the most underrated aspect to his game.
On the wing, Johnson. Back to Mills. From the arc. And Boston with the rebound. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. And the shot goes down. Green's got the lead up to 5 now for the Celtics.
He's just a tireless competitor. Have to body him up or he'll roast you on the offensive boards every time.
Bosch inside. Olynyk is covering. Shots good by Bosch. Bosch has got his 3rd basket of the night. 1:32 left here in the 3rd quarter. Rozier the pass to Olynyk. Picked by Zeller. Green inside the 3-point line. That doesn't go either for Green. Here's Johnson. Bosch kicks to Winslow. Mills in the corner. For the tie. Sinks the... Mills has got 9.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Inside, the kick out to Crowder. Here's Rozier, covered by Mills. The dish to Zeller. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, you got to credit his work ethic. Tyler Zeller has improved dramatically year after year. I mean, he's now very capable of starting center in this league.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for Zeller. A different look for Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for Bosch. Johnson comes in for Justice Winslow, and it's Dragic in for Patty Mills. The Celtics also changing it up. Jerebko's checked in for Crowder. Brown comes in for Green, and Smart subbed in for Terry Rozier. And so Zeller nails both of them. The Heat have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Dragic dishes to Johnson. Here's Lee. It's tipped. And Smart with a clear path to the hoop. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And Olynyk kicks to Jerebko. Offline with his 3. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Passes it to Johnson. He dishes it to Johnson. He kicks to Lee. It's blocked, and they get it back. It's all tied in Miami. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, defense at the start of the quarter and the end of the quarter has been really good. Okay, it's been really good. Offensively, let's just keep moving that.
As calm as he can be, Brad Stevens did have one specific message. Don't hold the basketball, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that will kill your offense. If you don't have a good look, move the ball. Maybe someone else does.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. We've got Bradley. Amir Johnson is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Dragic in at the point guard position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Boston's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Smart passes to Brown. The screen from Brown. Now here's Smart. Defense is right there. In transition, here comes Miami. Johnson's got the ball. They now take the lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. And Amir Johnson, a darling of the analytics stats people. He ranked as a top 6 power forward last season in a stat called real plus-minus.
Well, I got a stat call I really don't care because I definitely don't necessarily believe in those analytics. You have to have a common denominator in each situation, and you just don't have that in analytics. But he just knows where to be, and he makes winning plays. The per-game numbers might not blow you away, but this is one of the guys that get the job done on both ends of the floor.
In the corner, Bradley with it. Lets it go. Good, and it's Bosh picking up the assist. And that's 11 points for Avery Bradley.
Oh, and that's where Bradley's 6'7" wingspan can help. A little extra reach to get it over the D.
Here is Whiteside. Dishes it to Brown. Fires from deep. That shot off. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Kicks it out to Johnson. Bradley dishes to Bosh. Dragic the pass to Bosh from 12 feet out. Mickey grabs the board.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Celtics passing it around. It's Brown on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. And it's Brown missing. The Heat leading by 5. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
That's part of his skill set. Excellent recognition on his part to get in the best spot to complete that look.
Some changes for Boston. Jay Crowder's checked in for Urebko. And it's Gerald Green in for Brown. Celtics trail by 8. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And with his feet set, Crowder can definitely hurt you from long range.
He'd have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Here's Dragic. Makes it off the glass. Dragic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Heat.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Smart kicks to Whiteside. Free throw, good, Whiteside. And both free throws good from Whiteside. Miami leading by 6. Here's Johnson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Now, when you think about Amir Johnson, the last ever prep to pro draftee. Now, look, he was taken out of high school with the 56th pick by the Pistons back in 2005.
Learning from the vets on that squad, he learned how to win.
That free throw missing. And we're not used to thinking of 11-year vets still having room to grow, but you know what, Chris? That might be the case with Amir Johnson.
Well, it's interesting. I played with Amir, always a great athlete with high energy, great motor. But he's never averaged more than 28 minutes a game, despite being that highly effective player. That could mean he's had a lot of tread left on those tires.
Outside Bradley. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Oh, that's nice to see from Bradley. I mean, you like your 2 guard to be able to generate some easy points at the line.
He's off on the first. And some changes here for the Heat. Lee comes in for Johnson. And James Johnson is subbed in for Johnson. And he ends up missing both free throws.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Dragic. Celtics trail by 5. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Right side a screen. Green inside the three-point line. Hits the front of the rim and out.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Well, that's just not wise to take that shot in that situation. He'll think better of it next time around.
Here's Bradley. Here's Lee. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Heat lead by 7.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Simple rule of team rebound. Everyone needs to box out someone when the shot goes up. A number of assignments were missed right there.
It's good on the putback.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. Here's Bradley. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Brave in the paint, Bradley gets it done.
There's 1:26 left in the game. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
I mean, that's the right call. Make the defense get physical with them and pick up some fouls in the process.
Free throw, good, right side.
And those are big points here. If they can do the job on D, this game could get close in a hurry.
Here's Lee. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
3-1.
On the free throw, no good. Celtics trail by 6.
It's going to be tough for them here, but maybe, just maybe, it's not over yet.
It's certainly possible to claw their way back into this one, but it's going to take a Herculean effort by everyone on the team.
The first one, and that brings them within 5. And he is unable to get the second one.
Boy, he sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
And the jam by David Lee.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg, cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
But guys, the defense knows he has this ability, correct? Yet no one thinks to put a body on him? Incredible.
Bradley against Green. Bradley dishes to Dragic. Left side, Bradley takes the 13-footer. A shot, no good. Great tee that time from Green.
Gotta score quickly.
Because it's no time to waste. You gotta get one here fast. Well, that's the range you want to shoot it from if you can get there.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 5. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And a quick bucket and a foul is really the only option at this point.
You're right, Greg, and just as important, they need to talk about who they want to foul. Plenty of things to consider here.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He told them, look guys, we're running out of time. If we're gonna make a move, it's gotta be now. Are you guys ready to make a move? They all nodded and he said, then go take it. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Here's Crowder. Nails it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
The crunch time bucket by Crowder. You love that confidence.
And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
Shoot 2.
Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're losing by 5. 19 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And a quick bucket and a foul is really the only option at this point.
You're right, Greg, and just as important, they need to talk about who they want to foul. Plenty of things to consider here.
And the wide open shot from Crowder. Crowder with another miss. And that's an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Luce shots.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
And those free throws, they're like little daggers, carving them out a bigger cushion.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 7. There's 14 seconds left in the game. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Young kicks to Rozier. It's Brown on the wing. Boston, no good that time either. And so it's Miami winning this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Goran, congrats on the win tonight. Bench really came through tonight. What all has to happen for this team to really be clicking?
I mean, everybody's playing hard, you know, even the guys from the bench, you know, we need everybody, even including the bench. Everybody have to be focused, play hard, and especially in defense.
True team effort, got it done tonight. Thanks, Goran. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, David Lee.
His field goal percentage was up there. Hit over 60%. Now, I love his shot selection, and he never tried to do too much or play outside his comfort zone. He just took advantage of what the defense gave him.
Ernie, Kenny, what got into this guy tonight? He was sensational. Easily the MVP of the game. Maybe it was some of that home cooking. Fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, potato salad, iced tea. He was getting a lot of love from the fans, and rightfully so. Seeing him step his game up like that will always get the crowd pumped.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie.